Hi everyone, this is going to be an orientation of the IPE318 Global Health Issues course. Hi, we're working together again. My Professor Migler, remember we worked together last fall in Nursing 275. So Global Health Issues is a course that has two main components. One component is looking at healthcare systems in other countries. We will look at how they are organized, how they use their resources, and then we're going to think about how does that impact the health of their population. Because not all healthcare systems are created the same, and they don't all work the same. The other component of this course is looking at health issues that happen around the world. And many of these we may not have much experience with because we don't see them in our country. A lot of them are issues that are seen in lower economic, less developed countries that do not have as many resources. And so we're going to look at these and health systems and hopefully gain a better understanding of how a person, a community, or a population's health can be impacted based on where they live. Okay? And so I'm now going to just go through Blackboard and go over the components that make up the course. So I'm going to start over here, professor information. If you need to reach me, email is a great communication source. I always check my email at least once a day when I am teaching courses. I have set up some designated office hours using Zoom, but I know that you are busy, you are going to school, you are working, you may have families, have other commitments. So if these times do not work for you, just shoot me an email and then we can set up another day and time to meet and discuss what you would like to talk about. All my visits will be during office hours with Zoom. I will not just have my virtual office open during these times waiting for students to join. Email me and we'll set up a specific time for your appointment and then we will meet in the virtual office using Zoom. Here is the link that you can use to get to my virtual office if you need to meet me. Okay, course information. In this tab, you will find the course schedule, the syllabus, and the academic guide. They are still in the process of finalizing the new academic guide for the 24-25 academic year, so I will post that as soon as I receive it. The syllabus. I am not going to go through all of the syllabus. I just want to go through a couple things. What makes up your course grade is 2 exams. There is a midterm and a final exam. They will be short answer, just very similar to your Nursing 275 exams. And they are not available on Blackboard right now. I will open them the weekend before they are due. So I will give you at least a week to work on those. I might open them before that, but you will have at least a week to work on those exams. There are discussion questions that are part of the grade, just like Nursing 275. There is a food desert assignment, and then the main assignment for this course is a comparative analysis paper that you will work on as a group, and you are going to compare the healthcare systems of 2 different countries, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. The grading scale for this course is different than your nursing courses because it is an IPE course, so it has its own grading scale. So that is there. And then materials, resources that you need. There is no textbook for this course. I get information about the concepts to create the lectures from a variety of different sources. There is not one textbook that has all of the information in one place. So you do not need to purchase a textbook. All the information that I want you to know, I will present in the lectures and any additional maybe videos or websites that I post with each lecture. You do need to know how to use Zoom if we are going to have a meeting, and you will need an APA resource or reference for your comparative analysis paper. So the APA manual or access to Purdue OWL. And then of course, just as before, reliable internet access, able to work Word documents, PowerPoints, things like that. The course syllabus. You will see that it looks very familiar. I use the same kind of format layout for all my courses, course schedule. So it's divided into weeks. Each week you will see what lectures are required for you to view. Any assignments that are due during that week will be in bold. So, and then you will see that each week format pretty much follows the same items. There's lectures and there's discussion questions. There may be an exam, the paper or an assignment that is due. Okay. I will tell you that, well, I'll wait till we get to Blackboard. So this is basically the course in a nutshell. This is everything that you need to do. So this is a very important document. Okay, we will go over discussions. You can see all of the, I can see all of these, you cannot see the last two. There are 5 discussion questions, same as Nursing 275. I have opened the first 3, and remember that it's very important they do correlate with certain lectures. So it is suggested that you watch the lectures before answering the questions. And since you are working RNs and you have some life experience, I do appreciate your personal input when you answer these questions. So feel free to include information from the lectures, information that you just kind of have experienced in your life that might be relevant to the discussion questions. I will open the last 2 discussion questions when we get to week 3. Okay? Groups, this is where you will be able to see your groups, although there are only 2 of you in the course, so the 2 of you will be the group for the comparative analysis paper. The paper is a group project because it is a large paper. It's a 10 to 15 page paper, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, learning modules. This is where you will find the bulk of what makes up the course. So just like 275, you will see your folders for each week. If you open up each folder is going to be very similar. There will be a folder for each lecture. And when you open up the folder, you will see that there is a recorded lecture and there is the PowerPoint for you to use to take notes when you listen to the lecture. I do suggest that in this course you listen to the lectures because I don't include all information on my PowerPoint, so I may talk about something in the recorded lecture that is not printed on the PowerPoint that you might be useful to know or use for your midterm or final exam. In this course, I also may post videos that will help explain or reinforce different concepts in certain lectures, okay? And so, as I said, each week will follow the same. This is an assignment that is part of your comparative analysis paper. I did include it in week 1 because there is a recorded lecture and a PowerPoint and a couple resources. Here is the actual assignment that is due. And as I said, this is part of your comparative analysis grade, and I'll talk about that when I talk about the paper. And so there are your weekly lectures and resources. The 3 assignments that are due for this course, this is the discussion question guidelines. So this gives you the information, the due dates for the discussion questions. They are always due at 11:59 on Saturdays. This is what makes up your grade. It's very similar to Nursing 75. You are to respond to my initial post, and then you are required, since you are an RN to BSN student, I am requiring you to respond to your peer, or it's supposed to be at least one peer, but since there's only 2 of you, you are required to respond to each other's post. Okay, and so this is how it is graded. Once again, there are 5 discussion questions for a total of 100 points, and this is how each post is graded. Okay, remember that if you forget to respond to one of my discussion questions by the due date, you can still respond late. I do encourage you to respond late because you will only lose 5 points for the due date as opposed to 20 points if you don't go back and respond. Okay? Food desert assignment. In this folder, you will find the guidelines. You will find the required video that you have to watch, the documentary. It's about 30 minutes long, and then the drop box to submit your assignment. So the food desert, here are the guidelines. It is a short, reflective paper. I don't tell you how many pages or a length that is required, because it really depends on each student. But I do want your paper to be a conscious reflection of answering the questions after watching the video, okay? It should be written in a paragraph form. These are numbered just because it's a list. You do not need headings or anything like that. APA format relates really to, you do need a title page. You need a reference page if you refer to any sources such as the video or a different source, and margins. Okay, you don't need headings for this. You can just divide it into paragraphs which answer each question, and then the grading rubric. Okay, assignments will be graded with SafeAssign, which is a program in Blackboard that just checks to identify original work and any plagiarism. Okay, the comparative analysis paper. As I said, this is the main assignment for the course. You can find the guidelines, the directions for the assignment here. This does require a peer evaluation since it is a group assignment where you will evaluate your group members or group member participation and contribution to the paper. Here is the ranking. We use the World Health Organization ranking of health systems. I know it is dated 2016, but they have not come up with a more recent ranking of health systems. I have provided a couple of examples of previous papers to help you organize your paper. APA formatting folder, which gives you the link to Purdue OWL. This is the APA manual, and here are some examples of common APA errors I see from students when writing this paper, so this can help you avoid those errors and help you avoid losing points related to them. And then here are the drop boxes to submit the different components of this assignment. Remember I said that assessing data and information that is posted in week 1, the drop box for that assignment is in this folder. The choices, I'm going to talk about that. This is where you submit your choices for your paper. This is where you submit the paper and the peer evaluation. So I'm going to open up the comparative analysis guidelines. So as I said, this is a paper where you are going to compare the health system of 2 different countries. So in order to make this a real or a better comparison, you are going to choose a country that is in the top 75 ranking and a country that is ranked below 75, okay? And so if we go to this list, you can see there are actually 191 countries, health systems that are rated by the World Health Organization. So you need to pick a country in the top 75. You need to pick a country below that. The countries that are highlighted in yellow, you cannot choose those. You cannot choose a country that I lecture on. I want you to gather all of the information necessary. So any countries highlighted in yellow, you cannot use for your paper. If you are going to use a country that is really low on the list, I do suggest that you maybe just do just a quick internet search to make sure that you can get enough information, because I find that the countries that are really low on the list, there might not be a lot of information that can be found because of lack of resources. There's not a lot posted about those countries, maybe because their healthcare system is so poor or they don't have the resources to post information. Okay, so make sure that would be a suggestion. Here are some resources that might be helpful. You will notice that they are organizations, they are websites. This is a little different than maybe a research paper you would do for a nursing course where you are going to get information from journals. You are going to get information from other resources, organizations, websites. And so that's why that accessing data assignment is part of this assignment, because it's going to help you determine what are reliable and reputable web resources. Okay, because just because someone puts something on the web does not mean that it's true or reliable. Okay, this is the grading rubric that I will use when grading your paper. This is an APA paper from start to finish. So you need a title page, you need a reference page, you need in-text citations, you need headings. So all of this part, the body of the paper, needs to be designated with headings. So please remember that, because I would hate for you to lose the majority or all of your APA formatting points because you forgot to use headings. So you'll notice these are all going to be a core score. So everybody in the group will receive the same score for the actual paper. Then each student is required to complete a peer evaluation of their group members or member, and this will then be added to that body score. And then the assessing information and data assignment is another component of the main assignment. So all students in the group will receive the same score for the actual paper, but you might receive different points for the evaluation and the assignment, this assessing information that you're going to complete individually. So depending on these two components, all students in the group might not receive the same final grade for the paper. Okay, this is also graded with Safe Assign to identify original work and plagiarism. And this is how the total grade is broken down. Due dates, your choice of countries for your paper is due by June 30th. There is a drop box. You can just write your choices in the text box, okay? Then the assessing data and information assignment is also due on the 30th. And then the completed paper is due July 26th. Only one person in the group needs to submit the countries chosen for the paper and the final completed paper. Okay, and so that is the comparative analysis paper. And I know it is a group project, but I find that students are very tech savvy, using email, using a Google Doc. Students don't seem to have any issues completing this paper as a group in an online course. Okay, I'm trying to think if there is anything else I need to go over. Of course, you know, announcements. This is announcements, and email is my way of communicating. So if there is anything that I need to tell you, let you know, I will post an announcement and I will send it out as an email also. So it's very important that you are checking your Blackboard course announcements and emails on a regular basis so you don't miss any important information. Let me just pull, this is the comparative analysis peer evaluation for the paper that you will use to evaluate each other. Oh, let's see, I think that is everything. So So I look forward to working with you again this summer semester, and please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions. Thank you.